Well, hello, everyone. It has been 3 long years since we created this channel at Home with the Dinks. We started with some food tasting reviews, and then it just kind of, life happened. But we have been doing a lot of trivia. We watch a lot of trivia. We go to a lot of trivia, and we just like playing trivia. So we thought, what a way to rejoin YouTube than our own take on trivia. For this first episode, we're looking at all the things that have happened since our last video in 2022. Here are the basic rules. There are going to be 4 rounds of 10 questions. 8 of them are going to be a combination of easy questions and questions that I think most people should be able to get. And I'm going to try to throw in 2 more difficult questions for each round just to make things more interesting. Questions are going to be worth 1 point each, again, just to keep things easy. And there's going to be 25 seconds per question. I am going to read the question out loud. And for most questions, that leaves you about 15 minutes of silent think time. As we just mentioned, there are going to be 4 rounds. The first round is things that happened in 2022. Round 2, things that happened in 2023. Round 3, things that happened in 2024. And round 4, things that happened in 2025. Now, it is just May as we're making this video, so for those of you who may be watching this in the future, just know these are only questions about the first 5 months of 2025. And in some ways, that makes this category a little bit more challenging. Round 1, the year 2022. Question 1. It took 36 years. But in 2022, we finally saw the return of pilot Pete Mitchell in this movie sequel. Question 2. October 2022 saw the release of this album by Taylor Swift. And yes, it was released at a specific time of day. Question 3. After watching the 2022 Oscars ceremony, we will be sure not to name this actor's wife. Question 4. Surpassing Queen Victoria, this British monarch died in 2022 as the longest serving royal in British history. Question 5. Joining the Hubble Space Telescope in orbit, this telescope released its first images in 2022. Question 6. This trend in 2022 referred to people leaving their jobs without resignation letters or notices to their employers. Question 7. After entering the public domain, this character left the Hundred Acre Woods and entered our nightmares through a horror movie. Question 8. In 2022, the New York Times bought this game to the pleasure and frustration of logophiles. Question 9. This term was Merriam Webster's Word of the Year in 2022. Don't let anyone try to convince you otherwise. Question 10. This city hosted the 2022 Winter Olympics, becoming the first city to have hosted both the Summer and Winter Games. All right, round one. Here are the answers to the questions from the year 2022. Question one: Pete Mitchell, more commonly known as call sign Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. Number two, You're Welcome Swifties. The album is Midnights. Question three, the actor is Will Smith. Question four, Queen Elizabeth II. Question five, the James Webb Telescope, or more specifically, the James Webb Space Telescope, or the JWST if you're into the whole brevity thing. Question six, Quiet Quitting. Question seven, a movie that we have not seen, the new Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Question eight, Wordle. Question nine, gaslighting. And question 10, Shanghai, China. Round two, the maximum possible score right now is 10 points as we enter the year 2023. Question one. In 2023, Luke Combs released a cover of this song, originally by Tracy Chapman. Question two. This TV show aired its 750th episode in 2023. The title of that episode was Homer's Adventures Through the Windshield Glass. Question three. In that episode, this singer and rapper guest stars as Gooby Woo, a flute playing doll. Question four. This tour officially kicked off in 2023. It would go on to become the highest grossing tour in history. Question five. This company launched its Vision Pro augmented reality headset in 2023. Question six. Wowzer. Clocking in at only 1 minute 35 seconds. This song was one of the most popular love songs of 2023. Question 7. This spicy product couldn't be produced in 2023 because of a shortage of red jalapeno peppers. Question 8. In 2023, McDonald's released this purple drink named after one of its characters. Question 9. This spacecraft suddenly stopped transmitting in 2023. Communications with the craft, over 12 billion miles away, were later regained. And question 10. This country successfully landed its rover on the moon in 2023. It joined the United States, Russia, and China as the only four countries to reach this milestone. And now the answers to round two. Remember, these are 1 point each. Question 1, that popular song Fast Car, it was everywhere. Question 2, The Simpsons. Question 3, The Amazing Flautist Lizzo. Question 4, yet again, Swifties were everywhere in these years. This was the Eras Tour. Question 5, Apple. Question 6, Thanks Jack Black. This was Bowser. Question 7, Sriracha. Question 8, not the Harlem Shake, but the Grimace Shake. Question 9, Voyager 2. And question 10, India. Round 3, the year 2024. I mean, this was just last year. How tough could it really be? Question 1. In April 2024, many people in North America witnessed this rare celestial event. Question 2. This European City of Lights hosted the 2024 Summer Olympics. Question 3. At the 2024 Summer Olympic Games, an Australian named Ray Gunn made sure everyone knew about the debut of this Olympic sport. Question 4. Social media and movie theaters alike were filled with people trying to sing a riff from the final song in this hit movie. Question 5. A children's event based on this book went viral for giving attendees in Scotland a not so scrumdiddlyumptious experience. The key is we're looking for the book title. Question 6. Thanks to Jules LeBron, we were all reminded to be very mindful and very this other word. Question 7. This material girl put on a concert in Brazil that had over 1.5 million attendees. Question 8. This current WNBA star became the all time leading scorer in NCAA basketball in 2024. Now, that is men's and women's NCAA basketball. Question 9. This baby pygmy hippo from Thailand captured the hearts of millions. Question 10. According to a study in 2024, ChatGPT's GPT-4 passed this major milestone in artificial intelligence, also called the imitation game. All right, the answers to round three, again, 1 point apiece. Question one was the total solar eclipse. We were lucky enough to be in the path of totality, and it was pretty incredible. Question two, Paris. Question three, breaking, breakdancing, as long as you're in that line. Question four, Wicked. Now, if you wanted to be extra and say Wicked Part 1, sorry, there's no extra credit for that. Question five, the book title is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, not to be confused with the 1970s movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Question six, if you remember to be very demure. Question seven, Madonna. Question eight, Caitlin Clark. Question nine, Mudang. And question 10, the big hint was The Imitation Game, which is also a fantastic movie about Alan Turing. The answer is the Turing test. And our final round is the year 2025. At this point, the highest score you can have is 30 points. Let's see how we do with things that have happened since January. Question one. This app was banned in the United States and then unbanned, much to the happiness of content creators. Question two. Season 3 of this series debuted in 2025 with a different theme song and a reminder to wash kitchen supplies after using them. Question 3. This boy band reunited and is performing a residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas later this year. Question 4. In May 2025, this race, nestled between the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont Stakes, was run for the 150th time? Question 5. Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore finally returned home after 286 days. Where were they? Question 6. In April 2025, this Texas city had its 133rd annual fiesta celebration, complete with the Battle of Flowers Parade. Question 7. Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal took to the stage in a Broadway revival of this Shakespearean story about jealousy. Question 8. This airline will be making huge changes in 2025. Among the biggest changes, you choose your seat before you get on the airplane. Question 9. In April 2025, Alexander Ovechkin scored his 895th goal, surpassing this hockey legend as the all time goals leader. And question 10. This American radio music program, performed in Nashville, Tennessee, celebrated its 100th birthday in March 2025. Now, the answers to round 4. Question 1 was TikTok. Question 2, The White Lotus. Question 3, The Backstreet Boys. Question 4, The Preakness Stakes. Question 5, we'll accept space, we'll accept orbit, we'll accept on board the International Space Station. All correct answers. Question 6, San Antonio, Texas. Question 7, Othello. Question 8, Southwest Airlines. Question 9, Wayne Gretzky. And question 10, the Grand Ole Opry. Thank you for playing. Please tell us your score in the comments section. Please like and subscribe if this is something you would like more of. Let us know. I had a lot of fun making this and finding all these questions. So hopefully you enjoyed. We will see you next time on Trivia with the Dinks.